All right, let's get cracking. Let's get started. So, right, the previous few videos that I've done, the cleaning stuff, they've all gone very well. I've got some quite good feedback from those in the comments. We're going to do a Billy Comments Corner in this video later on, okay? So, we've got that coming. Today's video is going to be, as promised, about cleaning the exhausts. Now, as before, we've got, you know, when I did the wheel video, we've got two options. So I'm going to use two different products to clean each of the exhausts coming out of the cylinders there. So the first product we're going to be using is Dr. Downpipe, okay, which I've had for about 5 years now. Last time I used this was on the Triumph Explorer, and it did pretty well. And as before, for the other downpipe, I'm going to use a more generalized cleaner, in this case Muck Off, okay? But on both instances, I'm going to be using some steel wool. Now, this particular steel wool is grade 00, which I presume, as it is 00, is the finest grade steel wool that you can get. So the reason I'm using this is it was recommended to me in one of the comments of a previous video in regards to cleaning exhausts. So I can't remember who you are, but thank you for recommending this. I've got some. We're going to try it on the exhaust, and we're going to see how it goes. So let's waffle. Let's scrub my pipe. So before we do anything else, as before, let's take a good close-up look at these downpipes. Now, to be honest, they're not that bad, considering I've never given them a proper focused clean, if you know what I mean. So there's even a bit of shine there, but up there they're pretty bad, and as you go further down on the bend, they get quite bad. I can feel that it's pretty rough there, and along there as well. So we're going to focus on these on the worst areas today, and just on the front here, and off camera I'm going to carry on and whatever the best treatment is, and we're going to find out in this video what that is. Let's have a look at the other one. Again, I mean, the nuts there are pretty bad, and as with the other one at the front, it's the worst hit, and along there. Okay, so that's the before shot. And another thing, once I've finished using these two to figure out which is better, I'm going to give them a polish with some Autosol. I've got some polishing cloth, and I'll probably give them a good buff up at the end with a microfiber, just to see how it looks, you know. Alright, so how does that look in terms of, can you see plenty there? Is that good? Plenty of light on there, isn't there? Okay, that's good. So you can see the roughness at the front there now, and up there as well. It's weird how you get this pause in it. I guess because it's at a bend there, so the heat is more concentrated as it would be here. I guess, I'm not too sure. But I presume this area here is cooler than the bend of the pipes. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's just get cracking. I'm going to put this on the time lapse so I don't bore you to tears. And I'll put a break in it if I need to say anything. But yeah, let's just go. Woo! tell you what, there's no feeling quite like cracking your knuckles against a cold, hard metal surface when your fingers are also freezing cold. I love it. Give it to me. Okay, so after about 10-15 minutes of scrubbing, it's looking a lot better up there. This shiny bit has also come up a bit more. This bit is proving to be quite stubborn, as is this area down here. So what I might do is I do have some slightly coarser wire wool, which I'm going to use, see if I can it works any more on here. But you know, the downpipe is doing its thing. Every time you spray it on, you can see all the muck drip off it. So but obviously a lot of that has to do with, you know, good old-fashioned elbow grease. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison with the other downpipe after 15 minutes of scrubbing. Let's have a look. So there's the cleaned one, and there's the uncleaned one. Now on the camera, actually doesn't look that much different on camera, but with my eye here, naked eye, it does look quite different. So let's get back to this one and carry on with it, this time trying a slightly coarser wire wool. Okay, so this is the slightly more coarser stuff. Let's see how this works. You can definitely feel the difference. It's like my nan's wig. Right, let's crack on. What I don't want to do, obviously, if I can help it, is scratch the pipe. Just do a quick little test here. That's not too bad, actually. That's not scratching it at all. Maybe the coarser wool is the answer. Because straight away, look how the difference in the colour of the cleaner is. It's a lot more rust coloured. Oh yeah, this is miles better, miles better. The other stuff is just too fine, I think, for this. I mean, it depends what state your exhausts are in, you know. I mean, if they've just got very sort of light soiling on them, then I'd go for the fine stuff. But if they're in the condition that mine are in, I would go for the coarser wire wool. I mean, to be fair, the guy that recommended it, I don't believe he stated which you know, coarseness of wire wool to use. So I just went for the finest one just to play it safe, but the coarser one is a lot better. It doesn't actually say on the packet what coarseness this one is, but anyway. All right. How are we looking? How are we looking? We're looking all right. Alright, let's have a bit of a wipe down just to see how we're looking. Alright, close up time. You can see it's a lot better up there. That was pretty bad up there. This middle bit is generally pretty much the same, a little bit cleaner. Along the front here, it feels a lot smoother. It doesn't look a lot cleaner. It certainly feels better. And along here is, I'd say, pretty much the same in terms of how it looks. Yeah, I mean, it's not massively impressive. Look at the steam coming off my hands. Look, just shows how cold it is in here. But there you go. I'm going to carry on because I think there's more to be done with this coarser grade wire wool, and we'll get back to you in a second. I'm really pushing into that. I'm really going for it. I'm putting all my weight behind that. And I'm a fat bastard. Alright, so after about, must be half an hour of scrubbing now with the coarser wire wool. I mean, they're cleaner. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not trying to restore these pipes. I'm just trying to clean them. And they're definitely cleaner. But, yeah, it's not a major difference, is it? Let's face it. And that's using a dedicated exhaust cleaner and wire wool. I mean, you can tell it's starting to come through a little bit there, the shine. But it's, yeah. So, again, let's compare it with the other side that hasn't been cleaned yet. So there's that one. Oh, it's definitely cleaner. It's definitely cleaner. There's a shine to it. And then there's that one. It's not exactly night and day, is it? Let's face it. Let's face it. Yeah. So I mean, where are we? So yeah, after about half an hour's scrubbing with the downpipe and the coarser wire wool, there's not much in it really. There's not much, and I don't think I'm going to carry on with it. I will persevere just to see if I can get any more out of it. But going to the other downpipe with the muck off and the wire wool, I don't think there's going to be much difference. I think in this instance, it's more about the abrasive nature of whatever material you're scrubbing with. Like I said, there's no miracle product where you could just spray it on and all that grounding dirt and salt just comes off. There you go. So, be interesting to see actually that's what I might do. So guys, I've had an idea. I think I've taken it as far as it's going to go with the Dr. Downpipe and the wire wool on this one, and I think if we go to the other pipe with using the muck off and the wire wool, I think, you know, let's be honest, I think the results are going to be exactly the same. So what I want to do is, I've taken it this far with the wire wool and the Dr. Downpipe, I know I said I wasn't going to use it, but I'm going to get some. I'm going to get some Harpic Pro Plus, or whatever it's called. I'm going to glove up. Look, going to put my hazmat suit on, and then I'm just going to see. I'm just going to do a little test on this bit here with the power, with the Harpic, just to see what it's like. Just to see if Harpic can bring this back to life. Woo! Now, before I quickly pop to B&Q and get some Harpic, I want to give a muck-off a fair fight. I want to use it just to see, you know. So if I plonk you there, and here we are with the muck-off, just to see. You never know, it might be it might do an amazing job. Who knows? That's all right. So there's about 10 minutes of scrubbing, and yeah, I mean, it's to be fair to the muck-off, it hasn't done a bad job. It's probably as good as the Dr. Downpipe, I think, in this case. But as before, these really stubborn areas down here, I'm going to show you in a second, they don't want to budge. They do not want to budge. So yes, they're cleaner, but they're far from perfect. They're far from perfect. I'll give you a nice close-up view now. So as with the other pipe, these really stubborn areas just don't want to budge. There's a bit of shine coming through there. Up there it looks a million times better. But yeah, as you can see, they're generally speaking still pretty manky. So, whew. So like I said, Harpic. Now, very controversial this stuff in terms of cleaning your exhaust. I had a lot of, you know, as usual, quite passionate feedback from the previous video I did on the Explorer. I made the mistake of calling it bleach, and boy was I corrected on that one. Anyway, so let's pop to B&Q. Hopefully they've got some Harpic in there, I'm sure they have, and we're going to see if we can get it any further than what we have already with the dedicated downpipe cleaner and wire wall. So let's just go. Now, bringing it out into the daylight, you can actually, they do look a lot better, but they're still grubby. So I want to see if I can make them look any better. There you go. They do look a lot better. So, you know, that stuff does work, but look, it's down there that's the issue. Look at that. Right, all right, we get it, Billy. We get it. We get it.
I'm alone myself and there's no to fix it myself. Do you know what I mean? And the guys are all fucking all over the place. They're so busy. I'll give me half hour, give me an hour or so and I'll phone you back, alright?
Lovely, appreciate that.
No, mate, push out. Good night. No.
Yes, I know Harpic here, so I'm going to try Asda, see if they got any. I've only got the normal stuff. Absolute ball bags. Well, that was a waste of pissing time. Nothing in B&Q and nothing in Asda. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just get some on Amazon Prime, hopefully get it delivered tomorrow, and we can carry on where we left off. Ah, cock. I'll tell you what, don't worry about my bloody exhaust. Look at the state of my glove. What is the bloody point? Okay, so just so we're clear, this is Dr. Downpipe cleaned with wire wool. This is about as good as I could get it, with about half an hour of quite, you know, intense scrubbing. So we're going to try if the Harpic can get rid of any of this, because ideally I would like this sort of finish all the way along. You know, and we'll just see how we do it. So I've ordered that on Amazon. Hopefully it will turn up tomorrow, and we'll start the video again from there. Guys, it is time for Billy's Comment Corner. Ooh. Billy's Comment Corner. All right, here we go. So I love these. I love them. Let me move my cup of Rosie Lee out of the way. So the first one from Nilbro 2621 says, use oven cleaner and steel wool. Oh, a fan of the steel wool, are we, Neil? Okay, well, I have heard people using oven cleaner before. So, you know, maybe in the future, if the pipes are getting a similar state to what they're in now, I might give it a shot. So thanks, Neil. Next one from Peter Washington 1230. Try rolled up tin foil and any cola. Now, I did actually do a video on this, and although it did clean it, I think it was more to do with the abrasive nature of the foil itself rather than the Coke. I'm sure the Coke played a part in it. It has acid in it, doesn't it? Coca-Cola. But yeah, thanks, Peter. I tried it and it wasn't all that. Now, in a response to that, somebody did say, right, Roman BG8ZB said, in regards to the Coca-Cola and foil, he said, it actually worked for me, but you have to put some work on it, not just rub it 10 times and say it's not working. I spent about an hour. Now see, this is the thing. He's saying I spent about an hour rubbing rust off with coke and foil and then polishing steel with coke and a microfiber rug. My exhaust is 25 years old, is shiny again. Yours is not. All right, Roman, get personal, mate. Yours is not even with the special solution. I must say, you're not rubbing enough. This needs some serious work, though. See, that's the thing, Roman. If you're going to spend an hour rubbing rust off with Coca-Cola and foil, why not spend, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes cleaning it with a dedicated exhaust cleaner? Spend less time and get the same results. I'm sure it does work. But if you get the same results in less time, then why wouldn't you do that? I don't know. But anyway, thanks, Roman. Let's see what we got. All right, so now, like I said, I've ordered some Harpic, and I made the mistake of calling it bleach numerous times throughout not only the title of the video, but during the video itself. And a lot of people have said, similar to this guy, RTD553, it's not bleach, acid. Okay, thanks, mate. You would think they would read the other comments and saw the other 600 people tell me it's not bleach. But there you go. Alan Roberts, this is a good one. Alan Roberts says, very impressive. And I think this is in relation to Dr. Downpipe. Very impressive stuff. I use it myself. But this guy in the video, oh my God, sloppy. Is that supposed to be clean? Good effort and clueless. Oh, geez, Alan. I'll get personal, mate. Good effort and clueless. Good effort and clueless. So it's a good effort, but I'm clueless. Don't they cancel each other out somehow? I don't know. Anyway, thanks, Alan. You're welcome. Here we go. So what else we got here? Right. Steve, 1965, good year, says, I have used Harpic Power Plus with remarkable results on downpipes. Squirt it onto a used Scotch pad and away you go. Rinse off with water and wear rubber gloves. Absolutely wear rubber gloves with this stuff. There's one guy in the video, he said, be very careful with Harpic. It can lift the flesh from your bones. I mean, I'm sure it can if you ever, sit in it long enough. But anyway, a bit dramatic perhaps. But nonetheless, it is nasty stuff. So do wear gloves and even eye protection, which is what I'm going to do when I use it, hopefully tomorrow. Okay, Steve, thanks, mate. Yes, it is good stuff. But you know what? Never, in all the videos I've done, has one product been so divisive. People either swear by it or they say avoid it like the plague. The people that say avoid it are basically, their concerns are the damage it can do to aluminium and the surrounding area where you're going to clean, which is fair enough. You don't want to. There's no point in having clean pipes and a manky surrounding area. Your bike effectively melting before your eyes. So the overriding issue here is you have to get it on quick, clean it quick, and get it off quick. And rinse it, just rinse, keep on rinsing. And you should be good. Like I said, I've used it on the Triumph Explorer, and I didn't have any issues at all. No issues at all with not only the pipe itself, but the surrounding area. And the thing is, you don't splash it on. What you do is you put it onto your brush or whatever you got, and then you rub it onto the thing. You don't just it's not muck off. Bike Fever 3569 says, Billy, in regards to the Coca-Cola and foil cleaning technique. Billy, you would have been better using that Coke in a double rum. Harpic is what cleans it. Yeah, you're probably right. The Coke and the foil thing wasn't really, you know. Let's see. Last one. R Toback 76 says, I think this is in regards to the Autosol, and Dr. Downpipe combination test I did. I'm sorry to say you put way too much on your pipes. Stop wasting it, my friend. Apart from that, awesome video. Thanks. Thanks, mate. He was saying I would start with Harpic and afterwards polish. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, you know, like you've seen, I started with the Dr. Downpipe, with the wire wall, and it, you know, it done a half decent job, but I think this all depends on what condition your pipes are in to start with. If you stay on top of cleaning your downpipes, then I would say just use Dr. Downpipe now and again with a Scotch Brite pad, and they should stay looking pretty good. But if, like me, you haven't cleaned them in years, and you go out in all weathers, in the salted roads and the rain and all that stuff, then you're going to need something a bit more abrasive than Dr. Downpipe, which is why I'm using Harpic at the end of this, to see how further it can get us. So there you go, guys. That was Billy's Comment Corner. Billy's Comment Corner. Alright, guys, so Harpic has turned up. I put a bit of plastic just around the engine there and the bash plate, because the bash plate is obviously aluminium. I don't want to get any on there. I have my hose ready, and I'm going to be using these two sort of stiff wire brushes just to give it the best shot we can. So let's just get started. Right, I'm going to stick this under here just to catch any drips if there is any. I've got my gloves on, and I've also got my safety goggles on. We're going in, lads, we're going in. So I'm going to concentrate on this area here, which I believe this sort of bottom bit here, this curve and this straight bit. So I think that's where it's at its worst. So I'm just going to pour a bit onto the brush. Rinse this off now, see how it looks, and then carry on. Right, well, it's clearly made light work of that. Look at the difference between that and that. Now it's odd because here it looks sort of, you know, chrome, but there it's gone sort of yellowy, but underneath all this is sort of yellow anyway, so I don't think the Harpic is the cause of that yellowing, because it's already yellow under there, look. So I think that's just the normal discoloration of the pipe. So, I mean, yeah, that's 5 minutes worth of scrubbing, and it's gone from that to that. So, yeah, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on all up here. and we'll have a good look in the end. Beautiful. Alright, that's been another 5 minutes. I'm just watching the timer on my just watching the timer on my camera there. So basically what I'm doing is every 5 minutes rinsing it off and then back on for another 5 minutes of scrubbing. So let's rinse all this off. See how we look. Let's have a little close up. So, boy, what a difference. What a difference that makes. Look at that. So I think what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to carry on off camera for about another 45 minutes to an hour. Just try and get the best out of this because it still feels quite rough down there. And just carry on 5 minutes of cleaning and then a few minutes rinsing. And then back on 5 minutes cleaning, so on until I get you know, it doesn't need to be 100% perfect. I just want it to look a little bit more presentable, which I think that's definitely the way we're heading. Alright, so I'll get back to you in about an hour. Alright, so let's have a look. Been doing this for about an hour now. And look how nice that has come up. I mean, it's still pretty banky up there, and there's a spot here that just won't budge. That spot there just will not move. But here, along here, looks absolutely fantastic. You can see actually like how smooth it is there, and then how pitted it gets here. Obviously these things are at the front line of all the grit and the rocks and all that sort of crap which hits it. There's nothing protecting this area, so you know, that said, I guess they've held up pretty well. So I've given it a good rinse down. I'm going to take this plastic off now, and we're going to get the auto sole on it and do another time lapse of that, and see how it all looks in the end. But even there is just, that is way better than what it was. Let's get the auto sole right out. So I'm going to use some of this polishing cloth which I've got from Halfords. Comes in a massive roll. You just tear off what you need, but it's quite rough, which should give it a nice good clean. Once I've done it with that, I'm going to buff it off with one of my microfiber cloths, and I shall be using good old-fashioned auto sole. Let's go. I'll tell you what would be nice, guys, to have a garage tall enough to be able to fit a bike lift in it. I'm too old to be sitting on cold ass floors. I'm very precious. Right, let's go. I think what I'll do is just rub a bit of this in first all over. Now I'm sure I'm putting on too much or not enough. Who knows? Who knows? But this stuff is, or this rag I should say, is long enough to wrap around the pipe. So I'm just gonna coat it all first, I think, and then wrap this around the pipe and see how we do. Electric booger, look at that already, look, blimey. Right, so now I'm gonna give it the old lasso Larry. Bring that down there. Let's take this off actually, because we're done with the harpic for this side at least. So I'll get rid of that, and we'll put a little bit here, a little bit there. I could just see the comments now. Billy, you're putting on way too much. You're wasting it. All right, all right. Better too much though, not enough though, isn't it? Surely. Surely. We are done with the auto sew, I think. So now I'm just going to give it a good buff up. How about that? How about that? Considering the state I was in, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. They're not perfect. They're far from perfect, but they're a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner. That's nice. That is nice. I'll tell you what, it brings up the whole bike. How good is the old auto sew, eh? I'll tell you. It's an absolute classic. Alright guys, so let's bring you in for a closer look again, and then we'll do a before and after, and then I'm going to make a start on the other one. Hopefully it will come up as nice as this. I'm sure it will do. Whew. Okay, let's bring you in for a close-up. How's that? Still pretty pitted at the front there, but you could even see that was just black, wasn't it, earlier? That's where I haven't concentrated as much on the cleaning with the Harpic. You can see the difference there, and also obviously right underneath where I can't get to. I mean, what I should do, although whether it's worth it or not, is, you know, you could take the whole system off and give it a proper clean. This is just to make it look a little bit more presentable. There you go guys, one downpipe pretty much done. Woo! Okay guys, we are done for that side at least. So just to recap, this is what the pipes looked beforehand. This is what the pipes looked like with Dr. Downpipe and or muck off with wire wool. And this is what it looks like with Harpic and wire brushes, and I used a bit of wire wool as well just to get around the back. So what I would say is, my overall conclusion is, if you stay on top of cleaning your exhausts, okay, if you stay on top of it, then you won't need to use Harpic. I'd say Harpic is only for when they got really bad, like mine were. Like I said before, I've never done a focused specific clean on these pipes before. This is the first time I've done it, and you saw me do it. So there you go, guys. That's what that stuff can do. But like I said, you've got to look after your bike and yourself when you're using it. Cover up as much as you can. Sellotape a bin bag to it, like what I did, and then I did 5 minutes scrubbing and then a couple of minutes rinsing. Proper rinse. And then when you're all done with it, just have the hose on it and just blast it. Just blast it with the fresh cold water, and you should be good. You should be good. So yeah, that's it, guys. We're done. Another one done. The bike's looking as good as it's ever looked, and I'll see you soon. Yeah, take it easy. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Woo! Love scrubbing my pipe. Look at the state of my brushes. Look at the state of them. Look at that. Oh dear. I'm just going to put a little bit of ACF 50 on it just to protect it for as long as possible, and then I promise I'll try and stay on top of it. Yeah, I promise. There we go, all done.